The line from here to success is never straight, is it? No matter what our endeavour is in life or in business, and it really happens overnight either, does it? Sometimes it's really tough to stay the course and not, become discouraged or disillusioned when, perhaps achieving your goals takes longer than you expected, or perhaps when something goes wrong along the way. Certainly nothing seems to go smoothly in my life or in my business. But with a winning mindset, we can stay strong and stay motivated and keep that momentum up and keep going towards achieving our goals. So how do you develop a winning business mindset? Hi there, I'm Catherine Langman, tuning in from Productpreneur Success HQ, where we help to give brands an unfair advantage in the marketplace. And today I'm talking about how to develop a winning business mindset, because this is absolutely crucial in building a successful business. So I'd love you to tell me, have you ever heard someone successful tell you that their overnight success took several years in the making? Which doesn't, it's the common story, but it doesn't quite play into our desires or expectations for instant gratification, does it? And unfortunately, when you operate from a position or a mindset of fear or anxiety or stress or negativity, then things just really don't work out. Because if you are putting that kind of energy out into the world, what do you expect to get back? Your best customers and your audience, they're not going to be inspired by or respond to this kind of audience or this kind of energy, I mean. When you're stressed or you're anxious about sales, you can be tempted to put out some rash, unthought through promotions, like, deep discounts, for example, or use really pushy sales tactics. And whilst you might get some short-term results like this, all you're going to do here is start attracting the kind of customer who is desperate to buy at the cheapest price possible. And these aren't going to be your loyal long-term customers. Not to mention, you'll probably burn out your email list or your social media audience very quickly if you repeat this strategy too often. The bottom line is you will never grow a thriving community of customers or raving fans by doing this sort of thing. So what is a winning business mindset anyway? Well, I define this as, I define a winning business mindset as the ability to focus on growth towards achieving your vision and have the resilience and the energy and the resourcefulness to manage the inevitable challenges along the way. Because we all do face challenges. There are going to be things that go wrong, or there will be new opportunities that suddenly crop up that you never imagined might come your way. So how on earth do you do this? How do you develop and maintain a winning mindset in your business? So I want to tell you a story that I just heard very recently, and I thought it was a fantastic way to illustrate really what we all need to be doing. And it's the story of two mountain climbers. Apparently it is a true story, although I haven't been able to find the source of it. But needless to say, it's a fantastic story. So it's the story of two mountain climbers. They were in training for several months to climb one of the world's tallest peaks. And they were equally physically fit in terms of their physical ability to undertake such a challenge of climbing this massive mountain. And it was the kind of challenge that was, it wasn't going to be a day trek. It was going to be several days, probably weeks out there, walking during the day, climbing during the day, pitching their tents at night, and, carrying all of their gear on their backs and all that sort of stuff to get to the top. And what happened is one of the climbers made it to the top, and one of the climbers quit 3/4 of the way up, and he went back down. And so, after this had finished, the guy who made it to the top, he got himself back down. Some neuroscientists, they were wondering what happened, because they were equally fit and healthy physically for the task at hand. So they felt fairly certain that it was something to do with their emotional or mental capacity to achieve this task. So what was going on with the mindset? And what they discovered through interviewing these two guys and really trying to understand the what it was like, what they were doing up there on the mountain day in, day out. And what they found was that the guy who didn't make it to the top and he quit, he was close to finishing, but he quit before he got there. Every night when they finished their climbing for the day and they were going to pitch their tents, the guy who didn't make it would look up at the top of the mountain and just see how far was left to go, and would just, he was feeling exhausted, he was hurting, his feet probably were really sore and his back was sore from carrying his heavy bag, and he's just looking up at how much further there is to go, and would, just feel so deflated and negative and, stressed out about this task that was ahead of him, and how can I possibly get there, it's just so hard. And then then he would look down and see how far he'd come. And the difference was with the guy who made it, every day at the end of the day, he's probably feeling exactly the same physically. He's hurting and tired and exhausted and hungry and all the rest of it. The first thing that he would do, though, at the end of the day, is to turn around and have a look at how far he'd come and look at the view, and just look out at what he'd achieved so far. And that would make him feel good, and it would energize him, and he would be feeling really positive emotions. And then, of course, he would turn around and have a look at how much further there was to go as well. But because he was already G'd up and feeling positive by noticing how far he'd gone, he was able to cope with the challenges ahead. So this is the lesson really that we can apply to our own businesses. And in fact, I've started asking my children at the dinner table as well, what were your wins today and what was your progress today? And before they launch into any complaints about how mean some teacher was or how much homework they have or how someone, a kid was picking on them or whatever, they have to focus on those wins and the progress of the day first. And it's turned into a really wonderful dinner time conversation around our dinner table, and my kids are really loving it. And they're even asking me, what was your win today, Mum? Which I think is absolutely fantastic as well. So the lesson here is, at the end of the day or at the end of the week, this is something that I have traditionally done weekly, but I'm now doing it daily around the dinner table as well. It's really important that you actually reflect on your wins in your business and your progress. So how far have you come? Let's develop and nurture our positive mindset by looking at how far we've come, focusing on the wins and the achievements that we've made so far, before we then focus on what's to come, because it's always going to be hard work, right? If we let it, of course. So to help you in this endeavour of trying to review your performance and review your wins and your progress, as well as enable you to plan forward, I'd love to give you my action planning template. It's something that I've developed myself and use in my own business, and you'll see a link above this video or below this video where you can go and grab yours today. So I hope you've enjoyed that little story, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think and if this is something that you'll adopt yourself in your own business. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.